Target 7 told you about female victims who were sexually assaulted by their teacher and then never notified when a judge decided to end his probation early.
Because of our investigation that aired days ago, the Attorney General getting involved. Here's John Cardinelli from Las Cruces.
The New Mexico State Attorney General announcing that he's filing a complaint to the state Supreme Court claiming that a Doña Ana County judge violated the Victims' Right Act and never should have let a Las Cruces public school teacher out on probation early. Now the Doña Ana County DA trying to reinstate that probation.
The New Mexico Department of Justice has taken this action, not only because we believe the judge acted improperly and in violation of the law, but more importantly, because of the way that the process unfolded.
Attorney General Raul Torres with harsh words towards Doña Ana County District Court Judge Douglas Driggers.
It does not appear to us that the district court complied with the constitutional protections that are set forth and guaranteed under law.
In March, Driggers ended Patrick Howard's probation 2 years early. The former Las Cruces High School agriculture teacher pled guilty to fondling his 15-year-old students during field trips.
He entered a guilty plea in this case, and that requires a mandatory period of supervised probation of no less than 5 years.
This is where the victims say Howard touched them.
I had nightmares because of it. I was afraid to sleep for a really long time.
In March, a federal court jury awarded one victim $44 million. Howard took the stand admitting he touched several of his students.
Over the last 7.5 years is that Patrick Howard's constitutional rights have been complied with and observed. But those constitutional rights of his victims have been disregarded at multiple turns.
But less than 2 weeks later, a hearing was held in Judge Driggers' court. Howard's attorney wanted him off probation 2 years early. A notice of hearing was filed on a Tuesday, and it was held on a Thursday. No one notified any of the victims of the hearing.
In this particular case, the statutes also provide that no less than 7 working days, not calendar days, 7 working days shall be provided for the court to inform the district attorney's office so that we may inform the victims in a timely manner.
Your state would defer to probation.
In audio recordings obtained by Target 7 of the hearing, no one pointed out that the victims hadn't been notified. Why wasn't anything said at Patrick Howard's hearing regarding the possible violation of the Victims' Right Act?
As I was not there, I can't give you a solid answer. Should it have been raised? Yes, it should have been. Whether or not it would have been considered by the court, I don't really have a firm feeling about that.
Doña Ana County District Attorney Gerald Byers said despite his office not objecting, he filed a motion today to have Howard's probation reinstated.
The reason for that is because under the statutes, a person becomes a sex offender when they enter a guilty plea, and he entered a guilty plea in this case.
Attorney Shannon Kennedy represents the victims. Now, Shannon, we've reported on the missteps during this case. Is what happened today justice?
Yes, it is justice. What happened today is justice because it's access to the courts. It's another day to fight.
The state Supreme Court will now review Torres' complaint. They could decide whether to reinstate Howard's probation and what sanctions they could put on Judge Driggers. For Target 7, I'm John Cardinelli.
If you have a story for Target 7, call the tip line at 505-884-6347 or email newstips@koat.com.